Previously on Sailing Aquarius, we visit one-of-a-kind San Blas archipelago. My mother leaves and Jay comes, and we learn kite surfing.
New Year's Eve on the Pacific? Really?
And this is how we got there.
For about a month, Aquarius remained at Shelter Bay Marina, where we made some new friends and met up with some old friends. The marina is located next to the Caribbean entrance to the Panama Canal, and it's the best place to prepare your vessel for the transit through the canal, with haul-out facilities, fuel, on-the-hard storage, and how can you beat dollar beers for happy hour and a swimming pool for your enjoyment.
At one point, there were 5 Amel Super Maramus, and 4 of them are involved in this video. This is us, and this is Aloha, which will be transiting Panama Canal at the same time with us.
A day before Aloha and Aquarius were scheduled to transit the canal, we all got together on Aloha for a briefing.
Wow, we have the entire Aquarius crew, along with the Aloha crew, here for our. Here's my full disclosure. You're really crappy briefing because all I did was do this one time. I'm not an expert. I'm just going to tell you what we saw, or what I saw on one canal transit that I did with somebody else a couple weeks ago. And in all honesty, a lot of this will be irrelevant if you get a good advisor.
After all the serious talking is over, in the evening we join for a get-together and cheers for a good luck. Being stuck in a canal is extremely pricey. And I'm not saying that transiting canal is cheap. For our 53-foot boat, it was around $1,300 plus extras, agent, renting lines and fenders. That totaled up to $2,300 USD. Our first destination is the Flats.
The flats are about 3.5 nautical miles from Shelter Bay Marina. And here we are, leaving Shelter Bay Marina for the last time, headed to the flats. Javila was driving Mavic to get the overhead shots. And we can't forget the superstar, so the last stop was to pick her up.
Okay, she's on. Great job, Ken.
Yeah, thanks.
Well done, Captain.
Not bad, huh?
You know, the solar panels were just about this much above the pylons over there.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what I expected somebody to tell me. If,
well, I was going to tell you, but you were going so slow it didn't matter.
We're enjoying ourselves.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, that's a pleasure. How are the captains?
The king.
The captain of the captains.
Yeah. He's punishing. He's a punishing captain.
We reached the flats where Aloha already circling the rounds, waiting for the advisor. About 20 minutes later, we see the tugboat bringing advisor first to Aloha and later on to us.
First time in Panama Canal? This is my
First
second
time.
time, will be nice. I'm Moses. I'm the best transit advisor on the Panama Canal.
And with Moses aboard, we take off for a 2.5 nautical mile journey. Destination, Gatan Locks.
When I be part of us as a catamaran. So when I send 4 lines from the next. Two of that 4 lines will be coming from us. From here to the land. The guy from the log will throw towards the messenger line with a monkey fish at the end. Be careful with that monkey fish. Yeah. We will remain tonight in a mooring buoy. We should be there about 7:30.
Aloha is behind us and admire our blue contraption we made to protect our solar cells while they are throwing monkey fists to catch the lines. Right by the entrance to our Gatun locks, you can see the exit to the bigger and newer canal made just for super big ships. Here we have to stop and wait for Aloha because we will be bundling up together, and that is how we will enter the canal.
Puedes ponerlo aquí si quieres. Puedes mandarlo dos ahí si quieres. Puedes poner.
Me avisa ahí para allá, para.
Oficial.
Que cobre más allá. Que...
Sí, no, cuidado más.
No, ahí estamos bien, ahí estamos bien. Que cobre más, que sirve más allá.
Please, pull the strong line. Pull it.
Put me a little bit more in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys are going to have to do it.
Since we both are on identical boats, we have to be careful during the turbulence so our masts don't hit each other. Both boats tied, approaching Gatun locks.
Yeah, but we are making arrangements because. Dale, pues, llega.
Okay, everybody watch.
The throw was successful, and the monkey fist landed right next to Julie's iPad. Luckily, no damage done. Here we tie bow and stern lines, and when it's time, we will pass them ashore so they can guide the ship.
Quédenme 5 aquí. Okay, vale.
Our 2 lines are being passed ashore. On the other side, Aloha is passing the lines. And as soon as that's done, the gates are closing.
Last glimpse into the Caribbean. Bye bye.
You have your bow thruster down?
I brought it back up for the actual unlocking.
Water starts rushing in, raising the level. That will take about 15 minutes to fill it up, and then line handlers JP and Rick have to keep the slack tied. Water levels are up and you can see the canal view from up top. In the horizon is Caribbean Sea and the bridge construction, and soon we will be moving to the second Gatun locks.
Was no stress. The other 2 are the same. And then it's all downhill from there again.
These locks are more dangerous for us compared to the ones we will go on the Pacific side, where the water will be going down. And for most of us, it's the first time, so we all are excited and a bit worried. But first step went smooth. Second gates are closing and the rain is pouring. Water starts filling up again, raising the water levels, where totally throughout all the Gaton locks it's gonna be raised 26 meters or 84 feet. Water levels are up in the second locks and we are getting ready for the last of Gaton locks and the last ones for today.
You got some rain, huh?
Oh, it rained, yeah. It rained pretty hard. And it just stopped.
And you're wearing no
through.
jacket.
Well, I knew I was going to get wet.
You got very, very wet.
I can't wait to get dry.
You're a hero.
And have a beer.
We are in the third locks and job is almost done. We're taking the lines in and getting ready to exit.
All lines are in. Lines in.
The gates are open and in front of us Gaton Lake. Now we have to untangle the raft, get separated from Aloha, and get ready for the night where we will be tied up again together to the buoy.
Are we okay? All the lines out?
Soltó. Okay, sí, ya. Órale.
Okay, let it go. Let it go.
Excellent. Thank you for everything.
Halfway, we made it halfway. Yeah.
Smaller vessels traveling southbound remain on the overnight buoys overnight and then move on in the morning. And it was a beautiful morning. Well, it's the 31st of December, and we wake up to watch some big ships coming through Gaton locks into Gaton Lake.
I was surprised where Lonnie puts them. I could never find them.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm reading
How's
one of
Captain
my favorite
Rick?
magazines.
Oh,
It's the only one on board.
well, at least it has good pictures.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, the pictures. Actually, I was trying to read the articles. No, just the articles, really.
Really?
Okay, not really.
This is almost like being on one of those cruise ships. You're gonna gain 10 pounds in a week.
Yep.
After a fast, fattening breakfast, we get ready to finish the transit.
We traded crew.
Yeah.
We decided,
Good.
we voted. We wanted Liz.
Welcome aboard.
I had cabin fever, so I decided to
this
go.
across the ocean.
Good luck.
It's going to be slow going, right? Because I think there's about a 5-ton anchor under here.
Well, Aquarius and Aloha had to leave our mark somewhere, so we left it on the top of the buoy. We thought we deserved the best transit advisor for the second day, but we were told we wouldn't get him. Oh my God, it's Moses! He's back for round 2! and he almost lost his 2 golden tablets from the backpack. About 9 a.m. on the 31st of December, we untied ourselves from the buoy and headed down to the Gillard Cut, which is about 19.6 nautical miles through the Gatun Lake. And the Gatun Lake is full of the most valuable Panamanian natural resource, rainwater. And the Gatun Lake is one of the largest man-made lakes in the world.
So what's the craziest thing that ever happened to you while you were going through?
Okay. It was about 3 years ago. It was alongside a dock behind of a big vessel. It was in the upper chamber in Gatun Lake. Oh, sorry, Gatun Locks. And it was clearing. And her swell broke my 4 lines twice in the chamber and hit against the wall. So, big deal.
What was that? How big?
The skipper, I told him stay in neutral, but I think he was trying to fix it and was using both engines because it was a catamaran. And you know, it's not a good idea to use the engines when you have lines in the water. My I had 4 broken lines in the water. And he was using the engines, so the engines, the propeller, he lost both propellers with the lines. I must have called a launch to take me out from there. And the trial was not our fault, so cannot pay for that.
How much would it cost him if it was their fault?
How much? It was about almost 20,000.
I guess things have changed. He's going right through the island.
Now's about the time I could make a joke about having Moses aboard being able to go through islands. But in reality, what they did was when they built the bigger chambers for the larger ships, they also dug out a lot of Gatun Lake so that the bigger ships would have an easier time of getting through. That being said, Moses did keep us safe through the entire journey through the canal. Lunch on cruise ship Aquarius. We gotta gain that extra pound today. The canal controllers stopped all traffic at Gamboa because of a large LNG tanker traveling north through the Gillard Cut. The Gillard Cut is considered dangerous due to the possibility of rock slides.
You heading to Balboa Club, Captain? Once you clear or Flamenco or Playita?
After the LNG tanker passed, we took off for the Pedro Miguel Locks, 8 nautical miles away.
They say they are okay for sidewalk.
Okay, well,
it's no problem.
I know they want to nest with us.
My partner will try to go at the same way that last time.
Okay.
But they say that they can go as a circle.
Okay.
Aquarius will transit the Pedro Miguel Lock and the Miraflores locks with the Wind Spirit. It is a sister ship with the Wind Surf, which I was on in Belize on a scuba diving adventure. When they built the Panama Canal, most of the casualties happened while digging the Gallard Cut. And that was because they actually had to move mountains. At the end of the Gillard Cut, we arrive at the Pedro Miguel Lock. It's one lock before you go into Miraflores Lake. For the downlocking in the Pedro Miguel Lock and the Miraflores locks, we decide to nest with or tie up to a tour boat. The downlocking process is much safer, and nesting with a tour boat will be much easier for both Aquarius and Aloha.
How's with Aloha?
Okay. Mouth thruster is up and locked.
Under the rail.
Everybody try to have your lunch and in about 5 7 price more so we can get all the way down to the Pacific Ocean.
Aloha's first to cut loose and motor into Miraflores Lake.
See you, Aloha.
And now just a very short trip to get to the Miraflores locks and then to the Pacific Ocean. So now you can see Aquarius entering the Miraflores locks, which is a set of 2 locks before the Pacific Ocean. We will be nesting with the same tour boat that we nested with in Pedro Miguel locks. So it's going to be easy this time. All downhill from here.
Okay, we re-moor again in a moment.
We tie up for the last time to the tour boat and watch the water go down, then enter the Pacific Ocean.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Next on Sailing Aquarius, when we are about to leave Panama, Aquarius is being hit.